So it's recording. So good evening to all, and good evening to our speaker, Dr. Saswat Chandra Pujari. And I'm thankful to him for his acceptance of my informal request. And I usually say it is a kind of academic attitude. So when you are having academic attitude, you don't distinguish between formal and informal. You we always think about the knowledge, students, progress, society, larger kind of thing. So as the convener, let me introduce the speaker and let me introduce the topic. So the today's speaker is Dr. Pujari, and he is an assistant professor in the Department of Sociology in the Sambalpur University, our own university. And he is a sociologist in theory and practice. It means he learns from theory and from practice. Let me say that he belongs to the family of legendary Odia actor late Sarat Chandra Pujari. In that connection, uh, he is directly connected with uh, to the plays and actings. And from his actings, he has also learned sociology. And from his teaching and researching sociology, he has learned acting. So hence he is in fact in fact a wonderful resource person who connects theory and practice. And my interest on him is because of my conversation with him, and I found him very interesting, and I thought that there are many things to learn from him, and why only me, many other can also learn from him. So friends, today you will speak on understanding sociology of politics. Now in social science, now politics or political science and sociology is of unique importance. While the main focus of sociology is society, though it is not limited to it, the main focus of political science is the state. Now both state and society shapes individuals and its behaviors, and it be shaped by the individual behavior as well. Among these state and society, almost all social scientists will agree that society is first and state is the next. In fact, it is the consequence of, or the state is the consequence of social living, if one remembers the social contractualist theorist. In every society, some valued resources are scarcity, or there is a scarcity of valued resources, and politics is essentially the process of deciding. It's a famous definition: who gets what, when, and how. And the character of political institutions and behavior varies a great deal from one society to another, but political process itself is universal. So certainly today's speaker will justify how the political process is universal when our society you can find variation, or you can find different kinds of changes. So coming to the topic, according to Sartori, in his writing from sociology of politics to political sociology, he has defined political sociology is an interdisciplinary and read attempting to combine social political explanatory variables, and sociology of politics is instead a sociological reduction of politics. So today the speaker will make us understand the distinction between political sociology, sociology of politics, and politics of sociology. The importance of this topic is having a great relevance so far as the interdisciplinary research is concerned, and it will provide us a conceptual clarity on the interaction of politics and society. Now, with this little introduction, I once again welcome Dr. Pujari. Uh, he may start his deliberation, and he certainly he will provide us a kind of clarification or a kind of sense how to understand the sociology of politics. So now, sir, you are welcome. Now you can start your deliberation. Continue. You have to unmute, sir.
Acha, okay. Thank you, Himanshu sir. And can I speak, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. And thank you all the participants, and thank you, Himanshu sir, for giving me this opportunity. Now my topic is understanding sociology of politics. The most important concept which we don't understand is there is a concept called truth. So when I teach in my department, I usually tell stories which my students learn. And these stories are not mere stories but very important in life. What happened one day, one human being was just walking down the drains and he searched for something and he found something. And God and devil were watching him above. So God told, now he is mine because he has found the truth. He actually had found the truth. The devil told, wait, sir, he will be mine. After some time, he will be mine. Then God literally felt, how he will be yours? He has already found the truth. So he went to his village and called several persons and told them that I have found the truth. Let us organize it. Let us build a temple for it and let us worship it. And let us call a priest to pray for what is truth. Then everything went up well. Then there was a hundi where many people came down and they poured money there. And things happened like that. And ultimately, the devil told, sir, I told you, God, sir, I told you, he will be mine. And I am not talking about these things because that when we talk about interdisciplinary research, over 2000 years ago, the philosopher Aristotle observed that we are political animals and we are indeed and necessarily so. For politics is an inevitable consequence of social living. So, for politics, in every society, some valued resources are scarce, and politics is essentially the process of deciding who gets what, when, and how. Now, the character of political institution and behavior varies a great deal from one society or group to another, but the political process itself is universal. Now, what I want to say is yes, philosophers like Aristotle, philosophers like Plato, philosophers like Socrates, they have spoken the truth. We are political animals. In fact, yes, we are. But me being a student of sociology, I'll go to a different level because we feel that we are also social animals. And as social animals, what we literally don't understand that at birth we human infants are helpless. We know nothing. In fact, we don't know that we know nothing. And as a biological being to being a complete human being, there is a process which is called socialization by which we learn that how can we behave in the society. So who teaches us that? Our parents, first agencies of socialization, then the school, the mass media, and the peer group. They teach us that how to behave in the society. Then after that, once our personality is shaped and the way we behave in the society, then many things happen. What happens? That what will I do in the society, and what will be my course of action after this? Because we have a school, we have a institution called college, then we have an institution called university where our teachers also teach us many things. But they, no, I'm not blaming anybody, but the personality is something very unique, you know. If you have a stable pattern of thoughts, feelings and actions, then you can deal with anything. All right. Otherwise, mere knowledge will not take you anywhere. If you are a very knowledgeable person, you may sometimes fail in certain things where you will be thinking that you are doing the right thing, but you are not doing the right thing. Now, what sociology does is that we try to understand, okay, why are we behaving as we are behaving, and what should be our behavior in the society. And there are many concepts, you know, in sociology, very unique concepts, like there are certain norms in the society, and those norms, there are some weaker norms like folkways, and there are some stronger norms like mores. Now, we can't violate those norms, because if we violate those norms, you can violate the weaker norms, the folkways, but the mores are stronger norms. Like, for example, I'll tell you something. I just can't go to my department and slap my teacher. You are violating a stronger norms, that is folkways. Now, you can violate a weaker norms, that is, you feel like eating a ice cream and going to your hostel. That is all right. That is very good, no matter. And if you feel that you will march down to your hostel by telling left, right, then nobody will stop you. Nobody will stop you, because you are not violating any norm, stronger norms. But everybody will laugh at you, and you know that, and you feel that what will people think about me? That is very, very important. And what is the other way around? That we need to know that where we need to behave the way we need to behave. Now you are in a football ground and you are watching a football match. Now you are sitting there quietly, and others are shouting and cheering and doing so many things. Then you are a fool out there, because you are sitting quietly, because the football stadium wants you to cheer, to shout, and to be aggressive. Okay. Now, but if you are in some other place, you also need to know that should not be like a football ground. You have to be polite. You need to know that you have to be polite, and how to behave and what to say, you need to know that. Now, the problem is that when the socialization process starts from our parents and the school to which we belong and the peer group to which we are associated with, and the mass media, whatever it is, it may be social media, it may be television, whatever it is. So these are the agencies which are shaping our personality. The initial process is very important. That is what I wanted to talk. That the initial process means by 7 years, you know, everything is all right. Everything is set. After that, you can only accept things, but you can't learn new things, because within those 7 years, if you have got a good socialization, very different. Because the thing is, we can't help it. We can't help it because everybody's family background won't be the same. Everybody's school can't be the same. Everybody's peer group can't be the same. Everybody's exposure to the mass media can't be the same. And this is a thing which is very important. Because sometimes most of my students, they ask me, sir, why that person is behaving like this. I tell them that he belongs to a different culture, and he has a different socialization process. He's not like you, so that's why he's behaving like that. Because socialization, in fact, depends on four basic agencies: family, school, mass media, and peer group. And as I told you, that everybody's agencies are not the same, they are different. But another thing which is very, very important is that is culture. You know, culture is a very important concept in sociology, which many people don't understand, but they use that word. Culture, is a so important concept that many people have, including sociologists, are not able to define what is culture. But as far as I understand, culture is a design for living held by members of a particular society, and it includes everything. It includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, law, customs, rituals, traditions, and such other habits and capabilities acquired by man as a member of the society. So you belong to a different culture, you will behave in a different manner. I belong to a different culture, I will behave in a different manner, because culture is shaping our personality. The socialization process and culture, these two things are shaping our personality, and then after that we are behaving in a different manner. Now, again, Himanshu may tell me that I am not talking about political sociology and what is politics, but I'll tell you, who is a politician? Is he not a product of the society? We blame politicians, but who is no, Himanshu? I'm
Yes.
speaking. All right, all right, all right. Are we not the product of this society? Have you come from Mars or I have come from Moon? We all are product of this society, and a politician also is a product of this society. So we have a very fake notion to blame others. Now, in sociology, we believe in two things: how to nurture and how to shape the individual into a good human being. But the tragedy is, right from the very beginning of our the planet Earth, when we came down to this Earth, we didn't came down. I don't know how we evolved, but right from the Homo sapien stage, we in fact we had certain qualities which are unique. We used to love each other. We used to hate each other. We used to fight with each other, and we used to do certain things which are very unique about human beings. And those things have not changed. Human beings have changed. Scientific evolution has happened. We have invented so many things. We now can do whatever we want to do because we know how to use scientific knowledge and other things. And we can use a smart board in our classroom and other things. There are many things which we can do. We have a remote in our hand where we don't have to walk down to the television to change our channel. So we are forgetting that we are not exercising. and then we have a very unique way of things that fighting for that particular, what is that word, channel na, channel na, remote, yes, that is very interesting, remote, for a remote, brothers and sisters are fighting and the remote is destroyed. Okay, so why are we behaving as we are doing? Because we have been shaped by the socialization process and the culture to which we belong. Now, most important is, there are many persons who will tell me that no, there are people. I agree that we are political animals, but before that we are social animals. Because, and two important concepts here, where I am using this social animals and political animals. Social is something different, political is something different, but we are animals, and we were animals and will stay as animals, because uh, two countries are fighting, they are destroying our planet earth, and we are mere spectators, we can do nothing, we are just watching that. And that is the mane, crux of the problem. Because the problem is that we as human beings, we need to understand that there are certain things, basic things, like how I am behaving with another person, how I am talking to another person. These things we are slowly and gradually forgetting, and that is the problem with the present day society, not only in India but the world over. Like there are places in where they don't care for your emotions. Okay, they simply tell you hi and bye, forget it, and the rest all of the emotions are gone. But at least in places like India, we have got those emotions where we know what is the meaning of a namaskar. Okay, I always used to tell my students, when in plus two they will come na, they will give you a pranam. Then when they will go to plus three na, they will tell you a namaskar. Then when they will go to post graduation na, they will tell you a hi. Then when they will do their MPhil and PhD na, they will tell you a bye. So all right, things are changing. Reformation is taking place, and technological revolution is taking place, and we need to adjust with that. But the thing is that we need to understand that we are staying in a planet which is, I don't know, most probably scientists can tell me about that. That it's rotating and it's revolving also. And who we are, what is our status in this planet Earth as human beings? Are we playing the role as we should? No, we are not, because we have already destroyed it, most of them. But there are wonderful examples, I don't talk negative. There are wonderful examples. A woman creating a jungle and getting a Padma Shri. A single human building a forest, and after leaving his job in USA, building a forest and getting a Padma Shri. Getting a Padma Shri is not important, but look at the sheer perseverance of those individuals who believe that the environment is getting degraded and we need to do something about it. And that is the reason they are doing certain things which they are being recognized for. And if you have money, if you are in a corporate sector, if you have so many things which you can do, many things, but individuals are bringing about much reformation in our society. And Politics basically, is something which is very much necessary, because I don't deny that I am not against political science or I am not against politics, because state has a very vital role to play, and the instruments which are there for the state, and I know what is liberty and what is equality and what is fundamental right, and there are certain things like, the Supreme Court judge will decide that what is my fundamental right. So there is judiciary, there is executive, there is legislation. I understand. I have also read political science a bit, but as far as sociology is concerned, uh, we feel, you may not agree with me, but I feel that we are not behaving as human beings. We are not understanding other individuals. Now, see, there are so many examples which I can give. A doctor from Haryana coming down to a medical college in Balangir, and after some months or some years committing suicide. Why? And a actor who was the role model for everybody, who had already bought a land in the moon, and he was also watching the moon. He is also no more. I don't want to name him. You all know about him. Why? Why such things are happening? These things are happening because our socialization process is not proper. Our school is not functioning properly. We don't have a peer group where we can interact with them. This is very interesting, We don't learn certain things which we learn from our family. And there are many other things which we don't learn from the school, which we learn from our family. What I am trying to tell you is that the peer groups also teach us certain things which we never learn from the school and the family, because the peer group, they let us know that this is life, this is how you have to proceed. Now, do you understand the concept of peer group? The peer group concept is, they may not be of your age group, they may be senior to you, they may be junior to you, but they stay near your neighborhood. So you play with them, you have fun with them, then you make a balighar, you know, and then there will be a priest, and then there will be a temple, and then there will be some flowers, and there will be, then somebody will come down and they will destroy the temple. So then you will start fighting with each other. So you learn so many things from those peer group also. Now, the problem now is that we are not learning anything from our peer group. School also, I don't want to say that school we are learning, but family has no time to teach you anything. So you are learning everything from the mass media, the mobile, the television, and other things which you are always engaged in. And you feel that you know everything. There is a difference, There is a difference between information and knowledge and wisdom. Okay. Whatever you are learning from the mass media nowadays is information. I don't deny that. Be it print media or be it electronic media, you are only getting information. You want to go to the stage of knowledge, read books. There is no substitute for books. Then, reaching the stage of wisdom is very difficult. Once you read, once you know about various scholars and various persons, then only you can understand that what is wisdom. Because wisdom level, very few people reach the wisdom level, and before that, they are no more in this planet Earth. In sociology, we have a very important branch which is known as sociology of death. Now you will be asking me a question, what happens after death? No, we are not interested in that. But one thing is very common which happens throughout the world. Everybody, anywhere in the world, when someone dies, the close ones or the relatives, they experience four things. That is universal. Now, what happens after that, I don't know about that. I also don't know, and many scientists also don't know, and many persons will tell you many things. Like we have also talked about near death experiences and other things. But what is very interesting, when we as sociologists we try to find out what is happening to the close ones and the near and dear ones. And the conclusion was very interesting, everywhere, whenever somebody is throwing it over the hills, somebody is burying it, somebody is the funeral pyre, burning it, then somebody is doing so many things, many people laugh, many people enjoy, then many people also feel that death is a ritual which needs to be enjoyed, everything all right. But four things happens when somebody dies to the close ones. Everybody, in the world, this is universal, I'm not talking about India only. And those four things are, the first thing is shock. The close ones or the relatives, when they will hear about the death of a person who is very close to them, the first thing which is shock. Then the another thing which happens is disbelief. This can't happen to me. Okay. Then the third thing which happens is anger. They start shouting, they start throwing things at others, and they will do certain things which you can't tolerate. Then the fourth and most important thing which happens is acceptance. Okay, that's why as a mane, human nature, we have survived, we have accepted things. Okay, that we know that yes, that is a shock, that is a disbelief, there is anger, and but ultimately we accepted it. And that acceptance brings us to a place where we can understand that after this we will continue. Otherwise, and India is a very unique country, we forget things very easily. There is a bomb blast, many people died, there is a terrorist attack, many people died, then there is this, that, and what happened, this happened, then again acceptance, life continues. Okay. And particularly I will talk about a city where I have gone there. People continue, life continues, doesn't stop. There was many great mishaps happened in Mumbai, but the next day you will find that life continues. Okay, so this is the unique quality of human beings, where we know that we need to continue. Okay. And sir, do you have some time to talk, or Himanshu sir?
Yes, you can continue till you are.
Okay, okay sir. Okay, okay, thank you. So the thing is that whenever I ask very simple questions, very simple questions, that what is the capital of Arunachal Pradesh? Okay. Now, many of my students answer it, but many of them can't answer it. Now it is Itanagar. But where is Itanagar? What is Itanagar? We don't know about it. Okay. We only have been taught about that. Then we have been taught in history that the Gupta dynasty, the Gupta age was the golden age. Now historians are saying that the Kusana period was the golden age, not the Gupta age. Now, whom to believe and whom not to believe? Okay, so you have to move around. You have to find out what is what. Otherwise, sometimes what happens, it's very funny. We judge people, you will be sitting at a railway station and your train will be coming, and you will be sitting there alone, and you will be looking at different persons, and you will be thinking about them, like this is a good person, very nice, he's handsome, he's wearing a jean and all things. This is a horrible person because he looks very ugly. Now, this is a person I should be staying away from because he looks like a thief, a dacoit. Or you make your own judgments. Okay, we all do it. I also do it, and we all do it. But that is not the reality, because when you'll find out that the person whom you thought that this person is the most person to be trusted, he will be the most untrustful person you will find out. So don't go by just watching and observing. Try to do certain things where you will be practically understanding people, practically understanding things, and then you can do certain things which will be very helpful for you, simple things, just try to interact with one person every day. Meet a stranger. I tell you, this is very interesting. Meet a stranger whom you never know and talk to him or talk to her, anybody for that matter, and try to find out who is he or who is she, and feel the pain or feel the pleasure that person is going through. So we are confined, we have been taught throughout the socialization process that we have an individual responsibility, and that is, what is individual responsibility. Patasata padiki, you need to be standing in your legs, godore dui godore chida habo. That is individual responsibility. Then we have been taught family responsibility, that is very interesting, that ଖାଲି ନିଜେ ଗୋଡ଼ରେ ଛିଡ଼ା ହେଲେ ହେବ ନାହିଁ, ମା ବାପାଙ୍କ କଥା ବୁଝିବ, and ତମର ମାମୁଁ ମାଇଁ ଅଛନ୍ତି, and all those things, all your relatives କ'ଣ କଥା ବି ବୁଝିବ, ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀ and all those things. These two things are being taught to us, but we are not being taught social responsibility. That is something very unique in India, that we are being beaten if we take up social responsibility. We are being scolded. Sometimes, you take 10 rupees to go to school and you pay that to a beggar, then you may be scolded by your parents. If you feel that my home is clean, but I need to clean my road in front of my house, then again you will be scolded, and no social responsibility. You don't have any social responsibility. You have only individual responsibility and family responsibility. And after that, what happens, you will be a successful person. As an individual, you will be a very successful person. You will be doing wonderful things. You will be earning a lot of money, and your status will be also good, and you will be taking care of family responsibility also. But you will be looking at people, those who are not able to eat at least one meal a day, and you will be looking at children, those who are not able to go to school. So you must be looking at them, but we literally, because we have not been taught social responsibility, we just feel that this is something which we need not understand or we need not feel about it. And most important, today I was looking at a video in social media Japanese teachers, they bow down before their kids, the kindergarten kids. They first bow down before their kids, then after that the kids also bow down. And sometimes the kids they don't bow down because the kids are kids. So they embrace them and take them inside the class. This is something very interesting. This is the culture. This is the mana thing which will make you a very good personality. you know and the most tortured teachers are the primary school teachers. They take a lot of pain. We bringing up a small kid is very painful. Bringing up a girl or a boy, a child for that matter, is very difficult. Because they will ask you certain things which you can't literally reply. And we have a very bad habit of telling them that ବଡ଼ ହେଲେ ଜାଣିବୁ, ତତେ এই ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଗୁଡ଼ା ପଚାରିବା ତୋର କିଛି ଅଧିକାର ନାହିଁ, ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ଆସ୍କ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ସ, ଗୋ ଆଣ୍ଡ ରିଡ୍। ଏଇଭଳିଆ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଆଡଲ୍ଟ ମାନଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଅଭ୍ୟାସ ଅଛି। We have that habit of scolding children and letting them know that you are kids and I am an adult. That is something very bad. We shouldn't do that because kids also need to know that what is what. They have a very curious mind. They will ask you various questions. Some questions will be very ridiculous. If you don't know na the questions जोटा ସେମାନେ ପଚାରନ୍ତି ଯଦି ତା answer ନାହିଁ ତମ ପାଖରେ, then please be humble and tell them je I don't know the answer of this question. Let us find out the answer of that question and then tell them that. Otherwise ତାଙ୍କ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ଉପରେ ସେଟା ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟ ହେଇଯାଏ ଆଉ ଲାଇଫ୍ ଲଙ୍ଗ ସେଟା ସେମାନେ ଭାବନ୍ତି ଯେ ମୋ କକା କି ମୋ ବାପା କି ମୋ ମା ଏଇଟା ଏମିତିଆ କହିଥିଲେ ମାନେ ଏଇଟା ଏମିତିଆ, ତାକୁ ଆଉ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିହେବନି। ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ a very difficult thing. And kids will ask you questions like মানে and we as adults we have a very bad tendency of creating stories which is not true. Like I'll tell you a story. ଗୋଟେ ବାଘ ଥିଲା, ସେ ଝରକା ପଟୁ ପଶି ଆସିଲା, ତାପରେ ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଭୂତ ଥିଲା, ସେ ଗଛ ଉପରୁ ପଶି ଆସିଲା, ତାପରେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଣିଛୁ ବିଲେଇ ଆସିଲା। ଆଚ୍ଛା, the kid starts crying, and we feel very happy about it. ଆଚ୍ଛା, ବାଘଟି କେମିତିକି ଆଜ୍ଞା ଝରକା ଭିତରୁ ପଶିବ? I don't know. Maybe I'm a fool. ଆଉ ଯଦି ଭୂତଟେ କୋଉଠି ଦେଖିଥିଲ, ଆପଣ ନିଜେ ଦେଖିନାହାନ୍ତି ତ ଛୁଆଙ୍କୁ କାହିଁ ବତଉଛନ୍ତି? So this is how we are socializing our children, and that is having a very bad effect on the children and the personality जोटा तांगर हेबा कथा सेटा हो नाही। ଆଉ ତାପରେ adolescent stage ରେ ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ଅଲଗା ପ୍ରକାର ବିହେଭ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଯେ you ask them, are you going to the college or are you going to the school? You have nothing to do with it. You may get an answer like that from a kid, anybody for that matter. So I have nothing to do about it means what? Acha, you go and ask somebody, a kid who is working with a mobile, uh, if he tells me, if I ask that person, anybody for that matter, that can I talk to you for 1 minute? I have some important work to discuss with you. You can't. I'm in an online class. Please don't disturb me. This is arrogance, I tell you. This arrogance is not required. Because now also I am telling you, I am in my home and nobody will disturb me, I know that. But if somebody disturbs me, I will tell Himanshu that please, for 2 minutes I need to discuss with somebody. But that arrogance is leading to a very difficult situation where we are not able to understand that what to do and what not to do. And I'll conclude Himanshu. We seem to hear a lot these days of cases where there is a lack of responsibility, a lack of enterprise, a spirit of wanting out of nothing, wanting something out of nothing on the part of individuals and even groups. But we fail to understand that to bring about reformation in the society, we do not need riches, we do not need social position. All we need is to learn to smile where we previously grumbled, and we have to look at our disadvantages in true perspective and try to turn them into advantages. And we have to greet each day as one of boundless opportunities. And most important, this is the last thing which I'll tell you, we have to appreciate the simple joys and common pleasures of life. There are many simple joys and common pleasures in life which you are not enjoying. So try to appreciate the simple joys and common pleasures of life, and that will make you a good personality. You may become a IS officer, you may become a politician, you may become whatever you want. You may become a teacher, you may become an entrepreneur, whatever it is. But personality is very, very important, and you need to take care of that. Okay. Thank you, Himanshu.
So
Himanshu.
thank. Okay, I got it. So thank you, Dr. Pujari. Uh, you know, when we speak, we expose ourselves. So whether it is good and bad, it depends on the listener or participants, that how they have understood you. So I have given this responsibility to one of our participant. He's a regular participant, Brindavan Nayak. He is serving as the head of the department political science, Belpahar Degree College, Jharsuguda. So today I have assigned the responsibility of the discutant of this talk to him. So before I come to Vrindavan, I mean, I got it and I didn't get it also. Whenever we are talking about sociology of politics, then we are understanding it that it is a sociological reduction of politics. Right. So I thought how to understand that reduction, how to understand that sociological reduction of politics, and how politics, sociology, uh, uh, sociology of politics is related with political sociology, and how it is related with politics of sociology. So as a political science student, I was wondering, or these questions are actually striking on my head, and I was thinking of getting an answer. So partly I got the answer. I mean, I took your lecture as a kind of, though it's very simple, but there is a undercurrent philosophy in it. So if you cannot get that philosophy, then one may miss your talk. Right. So that is my observation from my side. So now let me say that Professor Shyama Prasad Guru, he has also joined with us. He has written a book on political sociology, and he is very good at political sociology, and he will also give his own observation. Though he joined us very late, but I think looking at the title of this talk, I think he can say some meaningful things to our participants or audience. So let me come back to Vrindavan, then I'll go back to Shama Prasad Guru sir. Vrindavan, as the discutant,
Thank
you do your responsibility. Can you unmute your video?
sir. First of all, I beg your lame
Okay,
excuse, sir. There
it's
is a
okay.
technical problem in my
It's
video, and I am not able to correct it, sir. Once again, I beg your lame
yeah,
excuse, sir.
yeah. You can continue. Yeah.
A very good evening to all the distinguished dignitaries over this web platform. First of all, my hearty thanks, and I am very grateful and thankful to Dr. Himanshu Sekhar Mishra sir for giving me an opportunity to be a discussion on today's topic, understanding sociology of politics. And I am also thankful to Dr. Saswat Chandra Pujari sir for highlighting different aspects of understanding sociology of politics, topic today's topic. And special thanks to Guru sir, as the name as the name reflects, Guru is Guru, and I feel he is above all. So let me do my duty. I will try my best to satisfy you all, sir. You know, Dr. Pujari sir, said all these things. It is my personal feelings. First of all, let me clear. It is my personal feelings that Pujari sir has highlighted all things about the importance of sociology, how sociology influence on society. First of all, he discussed what is the importance of culture, what is how the peer group has played an important role in socializing us. Then, what is our social responsibility towards society? But I feel Dr. Pujari sir, to my point of view, Dr. Pujari sir didn't touch the core area of understanding sociology of politics, because sociology of politics and politics of sociology, they are the two core area needs to be understood. Because when political sociology came to being after Second World War and in the post-behavioral movement, after post-behavioral movement, when political sociology became the most popular subject, came into being as an interdisciplinary subject, it was, the political scientists, they argued that the subject, that discipline, political sociology belonged to them. And the sociologists, they also made a similar claim that political sociology belonged to them. So the question was whether political sociology, it was a sociology of politics or it was a politics of sociology. A hot debate has been going on. Even today, it has been going on. And there is no final answer. There is no satisfactory answer to this question. Although some of the political sociologists or some of the political scientists or sociologists, they also made their concluding remark, but it was not up to the mark. They couldn't satisfy all the students or researchers. So first of all, we have to understand what is sociology of politics. Primarily, we may say that politics is the breeding ground, society is the breeding ground of politics. So sociology is the substructure and politics is the superstructure, because politics exists in the society. Politics cannot exist in a vacuum. And there is a close relationship between sociology and politics. And there is a close relationship between society and politics. Because sometimes society makes influence on politics and vice versa. Politics also makes some influence on society. So we cannot make a separate study on politics by keeping society aside. And even at the same time, we cannot make any complete study or comprehensive study on society keeping the politics aside, because we need to understand both the interdisciplinary relationship or their interplay politics interplay in sociology, and sociology also has an important role in politics. So we cannot make them pull apart. We cannot make them pull apart. They cannot be South Pole or North Pole. They are, I mean, they go hand in hand. So first of all, today's discussion, how to understand sociology of politics. First of all, we need to understand how society makes influence on politics. For example, I just cite an example. In society, some of the problems are there. Some of the age-old problems are there. And society, social problems need to be eradicated only through politics. Had there been no politics, there would be no eradication of, social problems. Because it is government which has been trying to pass some drastic rules and regulation or law from time to time to eradicate those social problems. Casteism, communalism, regionalism, all sorts of problems can be easily solved only by collaboration, discussion, and which are organized by the government from time to time. So it is government, or it is it is the political activities of the government that is solely responsible for making or shaping or molding the shape of society. So here, sociology needs to be understood. Needs to be understood very comprehensively, because it is the base of politics. It is the base of politics. The edifice of politics is built upon the society. So how sociology helps politics? For example, politics is not an automatic process. It is not a self-regulating process. It is the individual who are the member of society. They are also the citizens of the state, the citizens of the government. They are to play a major role in determining the future course of action of government. So their social background, for example, our voting behavior, it is simply reflected while we are going to vote. We have been always being influenced by our caste consideration, communal consideration, or regional consideration, so and so. So politics cannot be studied without sociology. First. Second one is sociology prepares the ground. Sociology prepares the ground because, for example, just I cite an example, brilliant example. For example, one person, for example, I belong to a scheduled caste. I belong to a low caste. And I have low social prestige. In the social strata, I have low prestige. I don't have any prestige at all, so to say. But when I have been selected or when I have been elected as a chairperson, overnight my social position has been changed. And it is because of politics. Politics help me increasing my social position. It is the influence of politics on sociology, or it is an influence of politics on society. And how society influence on politics? For example, while casting my vote, I must see what type of candidates are contesting in election. If a Hindu fellow is contesting and a Muslim fellow is contesting, I must have some sort of short corner towards a Hindu fellow, because there is a preoccupied elements in my mind, and I have short corner towards Hinduism. So obviously, over the 70 years of independence, we have been watching all these things Although some changes are made over the times, but still the same trend is going on. So another important thing I must highlight that
Sorry,
Yes,
Himanshu. Sorry,
yes.
Himanshu. Can I leave or I have to stay?
Now you have to stay actually. You have to respond these
Okay,
observation and
okay.
questions.
But there are no questions being asked to me.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me complete. I mean, let Vrindavan complete it. Then I
Huh.
will
All
provide
right,
you
all
some
right, sir. All right,
response.
sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes,
uh,
Vrindavan, you can continue.
should I continue, sir?
You continue, but complete it quickly.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, Giovanni Sartori, in order to conclude this dilemma or this debate, Giovanni Sartori has rightly remarked, sociology of political sociology is sociology of politics plus something. So, when we try to understand sociology of politics, we also must take our consideration the another aspect, politics of sociology, because after all, political sociology is a interdisciplinary discipline, and politics itself is also an interdisciplinary discipline. We cannot make a separate study on politics. So it is a suite-centered materials collected from different disciplines and make it political sociology. Sir, I have this
So
much to say, sir.
thank you, Vrindavan. I think Saswat sir, I think confusion is coming on this point. In the sociology department, we study sociology of religion, sociology of marriage, and likewise we also read sociology of politics. But when we talk about sociology of politics, then we are not giving emphasis on the society is also shaped and reshaped by the politics. So, being the sociologist, what is your position on that? Uh, you are saying there is a sociology uh, of politics, and politics has a sociology, but sociology has also the politics. So, what is your take on that? Saswat sir, are
Hello,
you
sir.
there?
Sir, I'm there. I couldn't get it, sir. Please. Sir, are you asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, what,
The
what
society society is also saved by the politics. So when
uh,
society is saved by the politics, then how to rethink the sociology of politics?
I'll tell you something, sir. At
Yeah.
birth, human infant is helpless. It knows nothing and doesn't even know that it knows nothing. And from that biological being to make him a complete human being, I'm not talking about political human being or social human being. From a biological being to make him a human being, he needs to be taught. He has to learn. Otherwise, he won't be able to live in this society. And the way he has been trained, the way he has been taught, and the way he has been socialized, he will behave like that, sir. After that, politics comes.
So okay, now I welcome Guru sir to give his observation or any clarification so far as this title is concerned. Sir, you have to unmute yourself. Sir, you have to unmute. Yeah.
I listened to the deliberations quite late, to the end part of it. And what I learned as the synopsis of the deliberation, sociology of politics is just like a tiger coming to the room through the window. That is what I learned as the conclusion of the deliberations. I'm sorry, I have no observation. I have no comment on the deliberations of the speaker. I will reply to the questions directly from the students.
So thank you, sir. I mean, there is one question that has been asked by Pritish. Uh, Saswat sir, are you there?
Sir, I am
Okay.
available.
Okay. The question is how family can be saved from marital conflict and how modern day feminism are hardly raising the grassroots issues of women. Why today's marriage changing from social institution to individual choice.
Sir, the question is, all our institutions are literally changing, sir. Starting from family to marriage and all the institutions where we usually used to think about a joint family, then now we have extended family, then now we have a nuclear family, then we have a self-choice family, now we have a stay-in family. So the society is in transition, sir. The family is changing, and similarly, institution of marriage is also changing, sir. We have a single child family. There are families where they don't want children. I am talking about India, sir. They feel they are capable of producing children, but they don't want children. Now there are many other persons, those who feel that I won't marry, but I will adopt children. So there are many things which are happening and things are changing and society is in transition. So how to maintain that? How to maintain our old traditions of the concept of family and marriage? Because these are the institutions which are the backbone of our society, sir. That is what I feel, sir. I can answer this much.
So okay, thank you. Now I think we should conclude this meeting. Now I want Pritish to provide vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to extend the vote of thanks on this webinar talk. I, Priti Sharma, on behalf of all the participants, extend a hearty vote of thanks to all the delegates of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. We have been fortunate to have a renowned personality and our today's guest speaker, Professor Dr. Saswat Chandra Pujari, sir, to take out time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you, sir, for inspiring us with your words. Sir, your thought on understanding sociology of politics and its connection with scientific knowledge has really inspired us. Your thought on culture and how culture makes a person personality and how family and peer groups makes and unmakes the person has really inspired us, sir. Your ideas of finding truth and wisdom, your thought on family responsibility and how it is the primary unit of society and how if family affect then the society get affected. Thank you, sir. I also thanks to SP Dr. Professor SP Guru sir for joining the webinar. Thank you, sir. I also thanks to Vrindavak Nahas sir for sharing with us his ideas and thought on sociology of politics. Sir, your ideas on society as breeding ground of politics and how society influence politics and how society is the base of politics has really gave a new sense of knowledge, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for joining the webinar talk. I thank to my research guide, Dr. Himanshu Sekhar Mishra, sir, who always stand by us and giving me the scope to express my gratitude to this webinar. Thank you, sir. Last but not the least, thanks to all the participants for attending the webinar. I once again thanks everyone for making this webinar successful. Thank you, sir.
So thank you, Pritish. Thank you very much. On behalf of all, I think I must also thankful to Dr. Pujari for his deliberation, for his presence, for his consent, everything. I think since we all are learner, I mean, we have the freedom to learn, and I don't have control over the learning of others. It depends on me how much I can learn and how I should learn. So it's okay, not a problem. Uh, so thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Right now, I'm concluding this meeting.
Thank you, Himanshu, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.